Hey everyone, it's Dr. Nick, Professor Mike with Divine Guidance Institute, your modern day mystery school for everything dream, signs, and intuition, everything divine guidance, decision making, foresight, and knowing.
And even the devil. That's going to be the hell of it. That's what we're going to discuss today. The devil. What about the devil, Nick?
Twofold with dreams. Are dreams of the devil? And can the devil deceive you in your dreams? And they're very different questions. Are dreams of the devil? The quick answer is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Can the devil deceive you in dreams? Absolutely. So it sounds like we're talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah, it does.
I know, but we're not.
So we're not.
We're not. They're very different.
Yeah, very separate things. And that's what we're going to discuss today, the difference from A to B. Very different. And we're going to differentiate and discuss what those differences are.
A lot of Christians think dreams are of the devil. And we're going to tell you, in all of our research, we found the origin of this myth. Yes, we have. It goes back thousands of years. I'll tell you a quick story. We were going to do an interview at a church, a presentation at a church, and we were talking with the minister about the presentation, and we mentioned dreams, and they said, absolutely not. No, we're not doing dreams here. Dreams are of the devil. You're not talking about dreams. No way, no way, no way. It was so interesting. We embarked on researching. Where did this bullshit come from? Because it's total bullshit.
And, it's total bullshit because if you really do your homework at all, even just scratch, you go back all the way to Rome and Greece and Persia. And before that, thousands and thousands of years, 5000 BC, Egypt, and everyone, every society, every culture utilized dreams as divine guidance. And they wouldn't even go into battle. The emperors and the leaders and Genghis Khan and everyone consulted their dream people. Do I have the interpretation of my dream correct or don't I? And everyone used dreams as a form of guidance in their society and individually on a daily basis. Wouldn't even take a step with finances or war in the empire without consulting their dreams. And then suddenly it took a right turn and never consult your dreams. They are of Satan. They are of the devil. Dr. Nick and I are wondering, where the hell did this come from? When did it take that right turn? Who said that and why? That led to our research. So what do you got with research?
We have found the origin, and it is Saint Jerome. Saint Jerome embarked on the fallacy of dreams and associated dreams with witchcraft. And in all of our research, I'm going to read you the actual quote. Here we go. In a book relating dreams and theology by Morton Kelsey, after lengthy review of dreams in the Bible, as Michael just iterated a few, cites the extensive writings of the early Christian church founders. In preparing a Latin translation of the Bible during 5th century, St. Jerome consistently mistranslated a Hebrew word in order to, this was intentional, in order to include prohibitions against dream work in the sacred text. As a result, here we go, dreams were categorized with witchcraft. My God, categorized with witchcraft for more than 1,000 years. There you go, folks. That's the origin of dreams are of the devil.
And a little more on the backstory too, just for you. In our research, I'll just summarize it briefly. Jerome, he wasn't Saint Jerome at the time. Jerome was he was the right hand to the Pope. He did a lot of the research. He did all, as Nick mentioned, he did all the translation from Hebrew and Greek into Latin, which was the language of the time. And the Pope called him in and said, Jerome, when you get to the part about dreams in your translation, I want you to give it a negative spin, maybe equate it with witchcraft, that it's people need to stay away from their dreams and not pay attention to them because they are of Satan, of the devil. And so Jerome, being the right hand to the Pope, and actually he was in line for being the next Pope. So he didn't want to go against the advice of the church and the Pope at the time. So when he did his translation, he put a negative spin in there in the Bible, in the sacred writings, as it was translated into Latin, that said dreams are of the devil, that dreams are negative, and don't pay attention to them, because the church at the time was trying to maintain control, because if you have your dreams and they are your divine guidance, what do you need the church for? What do you need the priest for? What do you need the pope for? It's rhetorical. You don't. And they knew that as a form of control. And that's where it came from.
Nice. You summarized that real nice. Yeah. So we've been taught to not pay attention to our dreams. Oh, honey, go back to sleep. That's just a dream. That's just a nightmare. Don't worry about it. Just go back to sleep. We've been taught that forever. But, if you start tracking your dreams, dream tracking, yes, that's what we call it, dream tracking, and start tracking your data and the outcomes, you'll see that dreams are not of the devil, that they are divine guidance, as Michael said, from above, giving you insight into the past and the future and the present. Everything from health to finance, and if you're about to be blindsided by somebody or scammed, in any way, or if your spouse is cheating and your deceased grandma in heaven, how's she doing? This type of thing. So dreams are your best friend. They're built in, okay? Anything, yeah. So they're good stuff. They're good stuff. That's what we're trying to say. They're not of the devil. The origin was Saint Jerome, associating with witchcraft, and that's what's up. Yeah.
And they are our best guide. I mean, simply, we all dream every night, and it goes on all night long. And we have another whole life showing us the way, the truth, the path, the light that is right for us individually. But, then I've got the question, can we be deceived in our dreams? Nic,
Here
what
we
do you
go.
think?
This Google search is huge. Can the devil deceive you in your dreams? Oh my gosh. The answer, well, yes, but it's twofold. Okay. You've got your little self in the mix, okay, which could give you negative messages, the lower nature of yourself, the little self, not the higher self, which could give you negative messages, right? And if you're ever given a directive in your dream that's negative, don't do it. It's an automatic no, it's of your lower self or someone's invading your dream space. So the answer is don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Don't even look for a reason like, well, okay, I could just, no. If it's negative, don't. Real simple. But the other aspect is people can harm you in the dream state, right?
Can they harm you in your dream state? I'm wondering.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. We are responsible. Even though we can be harmed in the dream state by other people, we're still responsible for it. If it occurs, we are responsible. So that's why if you use your regular exercises, your regular techniques, two of our favorites, and we're going to share them in this podcast. But if you use these techniques regularly, A, you're going to step into your power. B, you're going to have discernment. And C, you're going to be protected 24/7. So, you won't be bothered.
And so, it's a yes and a no. Can we be harmed in our dream state? Absolutely. Do we, who's responsible for that? Is it the devil? Is it the negative power? Not really. Yes, it is, but we've let the negative in. It's really us, higher self, little self. And we're in control. We have the power. And we're going to share some defensive moves that we can use to always defend ourselves when we're in our dreams and in the waking state also.
Okay, so let me give you a quick example. Again, can the devil deceive you in dreams? Yes, but twofold. The little self, if you get a directive that's negative, go rip somebody off, go bother someone, anything negative at all, it's from your lower nature, your little self. And the quick answer is don't do it. Now, that doesn't mean the devil's deceiving you in your dreams. No, these are very different topics here. Okay, that's a directive from your little self. Forget about it. But the second piece is really important. Can the devil deceive you in dreams? Yes. Is it the devil? Is it a dude with a pitchfork? No. It's the negative powers, okay? They come in many forms, through other people, okay? Or through ghosts and entities and things of this nature. So those things can enter your dream state. Even someone that is lusting after someone and thinking intently about this person, their vibes can enter your dream state in a negative way. Okay, so even something that would seem like, oh, isn't that great? They're lusting after somebody. No. You could even wake up with a headache. You don't even realize where it came from, and it came from someone else bugging you in your dream state. This is very real. But again, as Michael mentioned, there are no victims. We have total responsibility, and we have the tools to insulate ourselves on the regular. So you should use them on the regular so you're insulated and protected, and you don't even need to worry about these things. So did you want to add to that?
Just that it's, the way to see it simply scientifically, and this is important, like, well, how do they get into my dream state?
Good.
But like what Nick said, they're thinking about you, maybe have some hateful thoughts or lust or whatever. It's very strong because of the feeling. That's a thought form. That thought form literally goes out as an energy. That's pure quantum physics. And it can be measured. We can measure that energy going out, and it blends with our energy and hits our energy. And that is how someone gets into our dreams. Just like it's like on the inner, so the outer. In other words, can someone deceive you and rip you off and blindside you outwardly? Oh, it happens every day. Inwardly, the same is true. However, we're responsible. We can defend ourselves against those things so that we are immune. And Nick's going to give you a technique that's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, we're going to give you 2 techniques, and then we're going to tap out. All righty, here we go. And those of you that are familiar, you're familiar with these techniques, but we've never talked about them in this perspective. Of course, using the hue. 1 magic word, 1-step therapy, just say hue. Demo, inhale, hue. On the exhale, eyes open or closed, out loud or silent. User-friendly. You can do it before you go to sleep, and actually that's what Michael's about to tell you. Do it before bed. It'll help with the nightmares, it'll help with insomnia, and it'll put that extra force field of protection around you while you're sleeping, right? So before sleep, you do the hue, again, silent if you don't want to do it out loud, even for just 1 minute, okay? Then the second technique, you want me to do it? You want to share it?
Go ahead. You do it.
Okay. 4-step protection.
Yep.
You hue up your auric field, your aura, your electromagnetic field around you. It's in the shape of an egg. It extends 3 feet. This is all in your imagination, okay? You're going to visualize the hue filling up your aura. So you could see little HUs or just, the mist of the hue or the energy of the hue. Then you wrap your aura, you wrap yourself with white light, just like a scarf. You throw a scarf around you. Then you wrap yourself with reverse mirrors. So what does that look like? You're inside, safe and sound. The mirrors are around you, facing out to the sender. So if anyone thinks about you or sends you energy, it bounces off the mirror, it goes back to the sender. Okay, so you're inside the reverse mirrors. Lastly, invocation. Anything that's not of the light must leave. There's your protection exercise. So you hue before bed, you can set up the 4-step protection and know that these things are real and know that these things work. They work 24/7 and they are the quickest and really the top of the line with techniques.
The most powerful in the universe.
Yes.
With these techniques, you can defend yourself against, I'm talking anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, and you will be protected. And it's so simple, and it's all about you. You take them with you everywhere, and you can do it instantly, and you got your protection set up.
Yeah, I was going to call it spiritual warfare, which we just did a podcast, a few weeks ago on spiritual warfare. So we went into these techniques further and other techniques. But anyhow, on that note, we're going to close. But our dreams of the devil? No. Saint Jerome, that was a whole ruse, okay? Can the devil deceive you in dreams? Twofold, coming from yourself, your lower nature, and coming from other people outside. So you got to be cool, use your protection, and start tracking your data. All righty.
And dream on.
All right, dream on. Yeah, good stuff. All right, guys. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.